Okay, for Wednesday, 3/18 in law 1 here. Remember that I extended the deadline for the crime cases, current and historical events. One famous, two other ones with questions on A14. Those are due and should be turned in. Those are due and should be turned in. If I'm going to wait. Those are due and should be turned in. Slide number or assignment 14. Okay. As we go along here. Now, looks like we got some more people that need to be turned in as of Tuesday night. 14. Now, what you're going to do, what I usually do in class with that, is that I usually discuss them in class. Well, we obviously don't have that opportunity. So what I come up with instead is a question in classroom, and you're going to be able to edit your response and respond to other students. Pick one case from the crimes you have researched. Pick one case from the crimes you have researched. Which one do you find the most intriguing and why? In addition, give a little synopsis for everybody else of the case and what crime was committed for the other students. Then, as part of this, you're going to respond to one person's post at minimum. You can respond minimum one person, one or more persons post with a comment. It can be drawing a similarity or difference, incorporating an additional concept from something we've learned in this semester. Think about like the classifications of crimes we just did against people, against property, those notes from Unit 2, maybe guilty mind or act, harm, causation, concurrence, harm, punishment, the components, or the components or the causations. I think I said classifications when against people and property. Sorry, it's getting a little late. And then the causations: biological, sociological, psychological, or constitutional terms, or the vocabulary terms we're currently working on. You can think about those incorporating. You don't have to, but you can think about when you're trying to formulate responses. Think about those if you're struggling for something. In any event, the response to another person's case should be more than, "Oh, that's cool," or "I had the same case." Something a little bit more profound, a little bit more substantive than that. Okay, that is for Friday. So again, some of you still need to finish your historical events. I extended that by 2 days given our situation. So the pacing here I don't think has been very overwhelming. The Quizlet, those were supposed to be, the key terms were supposed to be due today. Fairly straightforward, remember. Pulling them from the PowerPoint, putting them in a Quizlet. Now, Leah's here. Thank you, Leah. What you're going to, I'm going to add a little addendum to that. So here's what normally happens. You normally have a quiz over these terms. Last year I did a quiz, straight up quiz in class. Obviously we don't have that opportunity this time. So what we're going to do is instead I'm going to say you're going to submit some screenshots. I'm going to ask you to add to this assignment. I'm going to change the due date to Monday on this assignment because, but I'm going to change the due date after tomorrow to Monday because I still want you to turn in the Quizlet part tomorrow. But after that, I'll change the due date. We're going to add a little addition to this. So you're going to complete a learn, a write, and a test. The test has to be a score of at least 90% from Quizlet. So learn, the write, a test, the Quizlet activities, in other words. And one other game of your choice, the match or gravity. You're going to need to submit screenshots. You're going to need to go ahead and add screenshots under the add part of Classroom. So remember that. I'm going to go over here to... I'm going to go over here to an assignment that we would have in class. So if I can find something that we have. So if I go over here and I go to yeah, Mrs. Campbell turned this in for me, so don't worry too much about it. I would go to add or create, right? And then I would add something from a file or a link. Remember, you know how to do that as we go along here. and I'm blocking this. So that's what we need to. That's what you're going to add something to the assignment. So back to my law class for a minute. Back to this class. So this is what you'll have. I'll get my fat face out of the way here. You'll put it in this assignment. We go back here. So here is where we're at with this. You're going to have a learn, a write, a test, and the test needs to be at least 90%, a match, a choice between match and gravity. Show you an example. So I did one, I just gobbledygooked it. Okay, I know I got 0 to 20. This is how you would do a screenshot in on your Chromebook if you're using your Chromebook. Hold down Control plus the button above the 6. Control plus the button above the 6. The screenshot button if you didn't know how to do that, and you notice it comes up with a screenshot. Okay. So if you're going to do this, you're going to need to view this in your folder. So let's show it in the folder. Also down here, you can also get to your you can also get else. Excuse me. You can also get to them down settings. Sorry, I forget on the Chromebook where the files are, but you can also get to your files. In a different way, I believe through here. But anyways, you've got your files here, and you've got your downloads here. I've got several screenshots. You can change the name on those. You can rename them, and you might want to rename them to something else. This is where you're going to drag it over to your drive. Okay, because you're going to need to drag over to your drive from your downloads, because that way, drag it over to your My Drive, because you're going to need to be able to find it in there. You might want to rename it, whatever it is. You're going to be able to find it when you're going to drag those downloads over to your drive. Okay? You're going to want to drag them over into your drive. Sorry. Over here, forgive my stammering there. If you click on the circle, that's where the files are. Sorry. If you miss the little pop-up box, come over to your circle and then hit files, and then you'll get this screen again that has your downloads, and you can drag them over into your drive, because that's where you're going to need to add. That's where you're going to need to come in and add from the assignment in Classroom. So again, to repeat, you're going to need to do a write, a learn, test at 90, between match and gravity. Some of this may be a test score, a small test score. I haven't quite decided yet, but it'll definitely be additional points to just the Quizlet. So I'm going to leave this for now as being due today, and after today, I'll switch it to Monday. So you're still going to need to do the Quizlet as part 1, and then part 2 is doing the activities and the test in Quizlet, in lieu of actually having a quiz live in class. So that covers the agenda thus far in law. And again, if you need to join me, you've got questions. You can ask questions via email, via Remind, via Classroom Conversation, or private message, via live office hours with Zoom, which were Tuesday, and then I'll have them again on Thursday. Go over here, launch the meeting, and you should be able to access it. If you don't know how to, you should be able to get this at the bottom of your apps in Classroom, and there are instructions on how to do that, either video or on a doc. If you have questions, you don't have to. That's optional. You want to stop by and say hi, that works too. All right. Well, hope to be seeing you virtually sometime soon.